this video, me and my friend Silly Mimi are trading from nothing to a crow in just 1 week, but each day we are switching off who's trading. So in other words, we are working together on the same account to get a crow by the end of the challenge. We split the week so that I trade on the odd days and she trades on the even days, and then at the end of the week, on day 7, we will do a final inventory reveal to show how the challenge went. So with that being said, if you want to go see Mimi's perspective, I will link her video in the description. She is honestly such an amazing creator. I think you should check her out. I highly recommend it, and her video is just amazing. Anyway, if you're excited for this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay till the very end because we are going to be doing a special announcement just for you guys. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Enjoy! So since I'm doing odd days, I started us off on day 1 by making a new account and joining Adopt Me. And I was actually surprised because Adopt Me changed their task system again, and now there's a bunch of new tasks and new ways to start the game. So like any other starting over video, I hatched my starter egg and did the beginning tasks. There was a lot more beginning tasks than there was previously, so I was able to get a lot more bucks and get some cracked eggs and start hatching those. Because me and Mimi agreed that we would not trade any pets from alt accounts, I had to actually grind for the first time. I know it's tragic, but I couldn't just trade myself a neon over from my alt account even if I was going to trade it back, because we agreed that we would do nothing like that and I'd have to get a neon on my own. So I started hatching eggs to get more pets so that I could hopefully trade for more dogs and then make a neon dog. So that's what I did in the very first 2 hours when I created the account. So I was grinding, I was hatching eggs, I ended up with several pets, and I did the starting tasks for starter eggs and bucks, and then I wanted to start trading these pets for dogs. So I started asking people if they had any dogs to spare, and while I was doing this, I was also aging up my own dog so that I could eventually make a neon. And here were the trades that I made for dogs. I just basically traded some random pet that I hatched from an egg for a dog. Maybe I was overpaying, but I really need the dog to get into the trading server because that is literally what facilitates this entire challenge. So I really had to do that. And after getting all the dogs, I also had to age them all up, and in doing so I also got more bucks. So I bought even more eggs to hatch, which was good because it gave me a good variety of just randoms that I would later trade for legendaries. Once I finally finished grinding up all of my dogs, I decided to make a neon dog, and now I could finally go into trading servers. And at this point I already been playing Adopt Me for like several hours that day, so I didn't get to make that many trades on day 1, but I did actually make a few crucial and essential trades that really helped, and I think helped Mimi as well. So here were the trades that I made on day 1. First, I made this trade for some better randoms so that I could then go around saying trading 9 randoms for a legendary. And like always, this worked because I traded these 9 randoms for an axolotl, which in my opinion is actually a really good legendary to have, and it has high demand, so I gladly accepted this trade. And then after this I started trading my axolotl, and I got these 6 neon pets, all kind of like common uncommons, which was okay, but I still think this was an overpay just because 6 neons is a lot, and just given what I got for these neons, I think this trade was definitely worth it. Anyway, then I traded half of the neons I got for a ride potion, and come on guys, you already know I love ride potions. I say this literally every video and I'm going to continue saying it, but anyway, love this trade. I think it was pretty fair given that the neons I was trading weren't all that good. I didn't overpay that much, if it makes sense. Then I traded one of my neon dogs for this legendary pet, which was really helpful because right after this trade, I traded that same legendary for a trading stand, which would be extremely helpful later on in the challenge. Then finally, using my trading stand and putting my ride potion on the trading stand, I was able to get this insane offer. Keep in mind that the penguins had came out not even a week ago at this point in my recording. So this was an extremely big overpay, and I knew that I had basically just quadrupled the value of my inventory within just a couple trades. But anyway, the last thing that I did in this first day was kind of dress up my avatar just for fun. I kind of went for a mixture between me and Mimi. Also, I set up my profile and I made sure that everything was all set for Mimi. So yeah, that was day 1. Like I said before, Mimi did day 2. So I am going to move on to day number 3, and I am so excited to show you guys this day. So when I did join, the first thing that I did was look at my inventory, and oh my gosh guys, look at this. I was like, what is even happening? How did she get so much stuff? But anyway, I knew she would. But yeah, basically the main things that she had were these 2 mega ghost cats and then a couple of ride legendaries. So I began trading one decent legendary and a lower neon. For ride potions, I got this trade for a chameleon and a neon donkey, which was really good. Only a slight overpay on my part, but I'm going to get more value back, so I think it's okay. And then I also traded a ride king bee and this ride cat for a ride potion as well. Again, I am slightly overpaying, but it doesn't matter because the value I'm gonna get back for the ride potion is gonna be more than what I gave for it, if that makes sense. Anyway, then I also made this random trade for a poodle. I think it was so I could get 4 poodles, because the trade after this, I traded 4 poodles for this ride sloth and this icy penguin. But that was a good trade because poodles are kind of preppy, so I guess people are more willing to overpay for them. But then I traded my ride sloth for a choco penguin. Like I said, pretty high value because it had just came out and more people wanted it, and it still has decent value, at least when the time I'm editing this video. But when I was recording, it had so much value, so this was a really big trade for me. And yeah, so next I traded it for the new little dog pet that came out in the trading update, which was neon. It was really easy to get, but like I said, it did come out literally this day. So I made this trade, and I'm glad that I did, because the next trade I got was for a ride koala, which is a really old pet from the Aussie egg, and a fly ladybug. Both of those are decent, good ride fly pets. So I was really happy about this trade. Then I traded my ride squid for a ride potion. This is a pretty fair trade because I'm a legendary and it ride, and I'm trading for a ride potion. So I think this is a perfectly fair trade, and I don't think either of us overpaid for the other item. Then I traded my diamond dragon, neon dog, and an onza for a ride potion, and this, like the others, was a small overpay, but it was necessary for the ride potion, so I was happy. And then I made my first ride potion trade of the day, where I traded it for 3 unique and kind of interesting legendaries, which I think was a really good trade because I was able to get a lot of value back given for what I traded for the ride potions in the first place. Then I traded this ride potion for 2 choco penguins and a neon ice cube. The neon ice cube actually has a decent amount of value. Not a lot of people understand that, but it does have have decent value if you trade it to the right person. So I was thinking maybe in the future I could make a good trade for that. And then also the Choco Penguins were just like a given. They're just so in demand at that moment. And then I traded my trading stand for a ride potion. This person just offered for it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna accept. That's an overpay, might as well. And then to get my trading stand back, I traded my influencer gibbon for a trading stand, which I traded a ride potion for 3 legendaries, and this was one of them. And then I just got a trading stand back for like a fraction of the price. So I think that was a really good deal. But next we traded a Choco Penguin for this Sunrise Chick and Neon Gorilla. Overpay, definitely. I actually really like the Sunrise Chick. I feel like a lot of people don't realize how cool it is. Anyway, next I traded a ride potion for this Black Chow Chow, which is a legendary, a Choco Penguin, and a Neon Choco Penguin. Really big overpay, like arguably as big of an overpay as the first one I got for my ride potion on day 1. Insane trade. Like I said, Choco Penguins were extremely in demand at the moment, so it was a great trade. Then I traded one of my Choco Penguins for a Mega Dog, which is a pretty fair, it's not too much of an overpay or an underpay. I think it's like a fair level trade. And then I traded another ride potion for 2 neons, a ride pet, and some random ads. Not my favorite ride potion trade that I've done, but I still think it was an okay trade. And I was low-key getting tired of trading ride potions at this point, so I just went ahead and accepted. And the kind of last smaller trade that I did in this day was a Choco Penguin for a Alicorn and a couple of ads. Again, pretty fair, pretty decent trade. So that was basically all of the smaller trades that I did to grow my inventory in day 3. But while this was all happening, I was staring at those 2 mega ghost cats in my inventory, and I was like, what am I gonna do with these? Because I tried to trade them earlier on in the day and nobody wanted them, and they were low-key hard to trade. But then I decided to go on Tradery, and basically I was frantically offering for mid-tier pets on Tradery with the 2 mega ghost cats. I offered for like all different types of pets, and eventually this one person with a strawberry shortcake bat dragon messaged me and said they would do the trade. So obviously I friended them and they joined me when I was in a trading server, and I made this incredible trade for 2 mega ghost cats, and I got a ride strawberry shortcake bat dragon, which is an extremely good pet for these challenges because it has such high demand and has a big chance to get overpays. So I was so happy to do this trade. Yeah, that was the end of day 3 of the challenge, and at this point we were about 1/3 to maybe like halfway done almost, which was really good because we were starting to get a lot of inventory value. But anyway, let's move on to day number 5 now, and since Mimi did day number 4, I'm going to see what pets she got, and then I'm going to use those pets to get massive upgrades. So just like day 3, I started day 5 in a very similar way. I joined Adopt Me, like waiting to see what Mimi had traded, and I was really excited for this one because I joined and I opened my inventory and I immediately saw that she had a Ride Turtle and a Neon Unicorn. 2 very high demanding pets that could get insane overpays. So I was so ready and so excited to trade these pets. I also noticed that she had some ride potions that I could trade, and I was really excited to do that as well. And yeah, I was honestly just really excited to get into day 5. So let me show you the trades that I made. So the first trade that I made was for the Neon Unicorn. This honestly didn't even take me that long, and it was such a big overpay. I got 2 Neon Legendaries, a Mega Clover Cow, and an Aussie Egg for a Neon Unicorn. Literally such an insane overpay. That's just the kind of things that you get when you trade a high demand pet like a Neon Unicorn. So I was really happy about this one. Then I started trading my Ride Potion, and I got 3 Neons and a Alicorn plus some like randoms, which is is a pretty fair and good trade. And then I traded the other ride potion for these two decently good neons. In my opinion, they're good. They have like pretty decent value on Elf, so I think this was a pretty fair trade. And then I traded for a ride potion by trading my sunrise chick and a fly ladybug. I think I overpaid a little bit too much on that trade, but I was still happy to get the ride potion because I then traded it for 3 choco penguins and some ads, which again, like I said, really good given that they had just been released. So then I traded these 3 neons for a ride potion, which is a pretty fair and good trade. Maybe I overpaid a little, but it's okay. Then I made one of my first big trades for this day, which was for a ride Dalmatian. I traded my neon king bee, turtle, mega clover cow, and then some ads for this ride Dalmatian, which was a really good trade. I was really excited about that one, and yeah, I was so happy. But anyway, then I traded a choco penguin or a kitty bat, kind of okay, I'm not really sure. And then I traded another choco penguin for a ride golden dragon, again pretty fair. I mean, it was day 5 at this point, so the time since the choco penguins had been released was kind of going down, unfortunately, which was kind of bad because I needed them. But actually I was able to get this big overpay, so maybe they didn't go down, but like technically on like value website the value technically went down. So I was able to get this neon I ride toucan, which really good trade. It's like worth at least like 2 or 3 choco penguins, so really happy about that one. And then I made this incredible overpay for a pet handler pro certificate. This person offered for my ride potion with the certificate, so I guess they were looking for a ride potion and didn't want the pet handler certificate, which was fine with me because the certificate is worth way more. Then I traded a ride potion for a unicorn, big overpay. Unicorns have such high demand, as we saw with the neon unicorn before, so I was so happy to accept this trade. And then I traded these 2 kind of worse legendaries for a ride potion, which I was super happy about because I had been stuck with them for quite a while at that point. And then I traded for another ride potion for an alicorn and just a neon common, which was also a really good trade. Then I was being silly and forgot to record this trade that I did, where I traded a choco penguin for a legendary mecha cat and some ads. And this wasn't that special of a trade, but I did forget to record because who knows what I was doing. But yeah, then I traded this purple dinosaur and crystal egg for a ride potion, which again, pretty fair trade. Crystal eggs have a decent amount of value actually, which I think was pretty helpful in getting the ride potion. Then as I was wandering around the island, someone traded my trading stand and offered this insane offer for my ride potion. Like, what even was this offer? Another ghostly cat and a mega ride fennec fox. What an insane trade, can I just say? Like, that was insane. Then I made this pretty big trade where I traded my pet handler pro certificate for an alley cat and some choco penguins and a crystal egg. Really good offer, really good trade, big overpay. I know the alley cat is like pretty rare, so I think this is a really good trade. So I was happily willing to accept. But anyway, I friended this person on Tradery after literally like 3 or like literally 4 hours. I found this person who wanted to trade their ride fly evil unicorn for this offer. I basically offered like all the good pets I had for this evil unicorn. So like my Dalmatian, my neon sun glider, my unicorn, my mega ghost cat, my Aussie egg, my neon toucan, my alley cat, literally like every good pet that I had, I put into this trade. And I still think I was like I underpaid for the evil unicorn, but I'm so happy that I got this trade because like Mimi would be like extremely close to a crow at this point. So I was so happy that I could get this for her and so that she could hopefully easily get to a crow on day 6, which is the final day for trading, because on day 7 we will do the actual inventory reveal. So this was a amazing trade, and this kind of just summed up my entire day 5 and also the end of my trading. Now I'm going to show you the final inventory tour on day 7. So I'm going to show you what we got in the end. So it is now day 7. We have officially completed the challenge, and look at this, guys. We have a crow. I'm so happy we were able to do this challenge. Literally so exciting. And now I'm going to show you our final inventory after switching off trading for 6 days. So technically we only spent 6 days trading, so we got the crow in 6 days, but this is the final inventory. So we got a crow and some random pets, not a lot of room to spare, no ride potions. We still have our trading stand though and some random things, but yeah, this is the end. But don't click off yet because me and Mimi have a special announcement for you guys. So let's get into that now. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and now for the kind of announcement. We are going to be doing a giveaway. Yes, we are giving away this crow, this very crow that we spent literally so long treating for. So if you want a chance to win this crow, all you have to do is make a comment on my video and on Mimi's video. You don't have to join any groups or anything, though if you do want to go and support me, you can always go follow me on Roblox and join my group. But for this specific giveaway, all you have to do is leave your username in both of our comment sections, and then we will take everyone who has done that and put it into a big wheel and just see who wins. And if you get lucky, you get a free crow. Like, how cool is that? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your days, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!